Yeah, I'll react to that, sure. Hi. Oh, wait, using the center webcam for some reason. Hey guys, you're here. Hello. My name is Connor. I like to learn about things. How traditional red Leicester cheese is made in the UK. Preemptive like, Food Insider. I'm becoming a cheese connoisseur, if you will. And then I'm doing bread.
Red Leicester is a raw milk, nutty, sweet cheese with a citrus finish. But no doubt what makes it stand out is its bright orangey red color. The cheese is actually deliberately turned this vibrant hue with a natural coloring called annatto. It doesn't contribute to the flavor of the cheese, so why is it added? The story goes that Stilton and its blue veins were so popular that other cheeses, including Red Leicester, were having a hard time standing out. So cheesemakers thought, what can we do to make it more popular? Let's just turn it red, and it worked. Red Leicester is one of the most popular cheeses now in the UK.
So what is annatto specifically? Is it a colorant, but
So it's cheddar. Like that's classic cheddar cheese, right?
is it not? It's natural, right?
It's a natural colourant from a South American plant, and it's been used since the early 1800s.
Oh.
And farmers' wives would have used marigold flower colouring before that. or
Capitalism, fascinating.
carotene. It's a very deep colour, and it sticks to the fat protein, to the curd, to the fat protein matrix as it goes through the process. So as the whey goes out, it doesn't have much colour, but the curd does.
Does it stain?
Yeah, it does, yeah. And I normally manage to spill it everywhere, so they call me a Natto Dave.
Oh, it's fresh. Okay, well, no need to do nail polish. You can just dip your hands
Oh,
in
it's like wax.
If you want to pour it in, there we are. You got it?
Okay, what do I do?
Just pour. It doesn't make a pattern, write your name.
I like this guy.
It's like a futuristic sort of painting or something like that.
It's a monster.
Yeah, it's like a tie-dye shirt.
Right, I'm going to switch the paddles on, and then it'll make an
Okay.
even more wonderful pattern then.
Let's see.
When the milk has curdled, Izzy and Craig here are in charge of cutting the curds
I
until
always
they
see these things in every cheese video.
reach the size of a pea. The curds, Craig here,
Oh, cool. So they toss it between each. Okay.
are in charge of cutting the curds until they reach the size of a pea. The curds still look a bit white, as the annatto hasn't fully stuck to them yet and is still swimming in the whey. 1 hour later, the whey is drained to reveal some very yellow curds. They are cut and cut and cut into blocks, with the color getting brighter and brighter each time.
Oh my god, it's so yellow. It's like hurting
It
my
always like
eyes
reminds you of. It looks like tofu.
a little bit.
You need sunglasses on.
Because you're like so close to it, and you know when you stare at the sun for a bit too long.
It needs to stand out.
The curds are then milled and salted.
Again.
David
Wait, what? They spend all that time making it into beautiful blocks, and then they toss it right back in.
are then milled and salted. David uses this fork to evenly distribute the salt.
That piece is a garden fork,
Okay.
and we had somebody put a stainless steel scale on it. Could just take a little lump.
That's for just because like a wooden piece could collect bacteria and stuff.
This one. Yeah, it's quite nice.
It just tastes salty now, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Salty
just tastes
and
salty.
squeaky.
Salty and squeaky. Yeah, I know. Our American friends will know about this. But
Each cheese is then molded and pressed into what will be a 10-kilo wheel. When the cheese is 2 days old,
10
it is
kilo.
cloth bound with lard, a traditional method that had been abandoned and
What is lard? Is it just fat? But I mean, how? Lard. It's such like a basic ingredient that so many places have. So like, how do you? Yeah, okay, I know lard is fat, but how do you get it from the animal?
until very recently. A muslin cloth is dipped in a bain-marie of hot lard and then wrapped around the cheese. Lard does not add to the flavor of the cheese, but creates a seal around it, preventing it from drying out and preserving its moisture and citrus finish. It also protects the cheese from molds, which eat the lard instead of the cheese itself, keeping it humid.
Mould lives on the lard, and that slowly eats the lard away, and then that starts to, and then the cheese can dry as it matures.
there's
Interesting.
a lot of lard.
fold it out.
How could you possibly know the amount of lard needed to have just enough to where it gets eaten? I guess.
Yeah. So, that's not really. There's a bit of lard dripping, is okay.
Trial and error, I suppose.
So you pull that down. Yeah, perfect. Grab one of the edges.
Okay. This edge. Yep.
You guys know that like tingle feeling, like the goosebumps that you get when like someone's teaching you something, and like I'm not even there, and I just like kind of got that feeling. Isn't that weird?
And you'll be able to grab your hand underneath and flip it.
Whoa. Because all this lard is very slippery. Okay. And then just
Flip it down.
woo.
There we go.
Perfect.
Red Leicester ages in a humid room from 6 months up to 14 months. Here you can see the mold building up and starting to do what David wants it to do, eat away the lard and leave the cheese intact. In fact, despite its moldy appearance, the cheese will have a nutty, sweet taste with a citrus finish. The lard stays on the cheese and is only removed when it is ready to be sold. Larding, as well as using raw milk to make Red Leicester, were two traditions that had been lost. Like other cheeses in the UK, Red Leicester suffered the rationing of World War II, and farms either stopped making it or abandoned traditional methods. It was David who brought this traditional recipe back after over 50 years.
Those colours on there are amazing.
It's quite a contrast with the orange. Yeah, you cannot do this job if you don't like cheese. Yeah, I like that. It is a bit crumbly, but it still holds its shape.
Yeah. But it's kind of meaty. We're looking for a meaty texture.
Yeah.
See, whenever I think of an orange cheese, I always think of a very processed, like, plastic bag, sort of shredded at the supermarket kind of thing. And I've never seen it, like, in this kind of, like, luxury or, like, gourmet kind of wet, like, natural, like a real wheel of this orange cheese. And it's interesting.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I really like this combination of textures. Actually,
I keep
It
looking
has
up
nice,
there.
Sharp flavor.
You're right there.
Yeah, that's quite citrusy, that. So when you break a piece of Red Leicester, it should just snap. There's little white specks, which are basically tiny little pockets of air. So you
Like
get that
eyes
white.
in the cheese.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what cheesemakers told me once.
Eyes in the cheese.
Yeah.
He seems like a really nice guy. Cool. I really love watching these food videos. You're there. I kept looking there. Yeah, I should have made this bigger. Sorry about that, guys. First video of the day. Hope you're all doing well. If not, chin up. You'll be good soon. Don't worry. See ya.